Quakers Haven Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm Z. I'm here with Koop and Andy.
Yeah.
And today we're going to come at you with our top 24 running backs, our top 12 tight ends, do some division predictions. First, though, the off-the-dome question of the day. Top 3 movie characters. Not your top 3 movies, but your top 3 movie characters. And they have to be fictional. So you can't pick like a real person.
So I can't pick Jason Bourne.
he would be number 1, so I don't know if you have to pick him. But no, your top 3 movie characters. So a couple other things. Next week we're gonna do a mock draft for this new redraft league we're starting with those settings. So we'll announce the draft order for that next week. Yeah. So we'll go to the off the dome answers here. So
Holy cow.
and I think Koop went first last week. So we're going to come over to Andy with his answers.
All right. Well, so far we got 2 of them down.
All right.
We got 1 and 2. Number 1, Captain Spaulding. If you don't know who Captain Spaulding is, you better check him up.
I'm going to have to Google that one, apparently.
You don't know who Captain Spaulding is?
Is he a basketball?
House of a Thousand
Yeah,
Corpses.
Rob Zombie movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The clown. Predator, number 2.
Yeah. Thank God that's not real.
I don't know. We'll go with Gremlins.
Gremlins? All right.
All right, there we go.
Over to Koop.
That sounds good.
My number 3 was actually Predator. So
Nice.
Like,
Nice, bud.
he's super awesome. Number 2, I do have Jason Bourne. Because
I did want to put him, but
I had to. I mean, it's just, he is the greatest character of all time.
that's why I asked, but I didn't want to put him after I already asked.
Number 1 is really hard because I'm like, okay, he should be probably up there, but he probably shouldn't be.
I want to change my number 3 to Dr. Jones. Indiana Jones.
Yes.
Is that you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, Dr. Jones.
Dr. Jones, cover your heart.
Especially
Indy.
with what was his name? Short Round?
Short
What do you call him?
Round.
Short
That
Round.
was the Temple of Doom.
Fuck yeah.
I'm not going to answer all these, but if I was going to give a number 1, I'd just go with Deadpool.
Yeah. Well,
Come on.
I wasn't sure.
I'm surprised you didn't go with
I didn't want to
Saul.
seem biased because I really wanted to say Luke Skywalker, but
There's so many answers. That's why I thought that'd be kind of a good one.
But I'm like, no,
top 3
Luke's
movie characters. Not movies, but characters.
so
Not
many
either.
to choose from.
I
I'm
like
just
that one.
like,
That's the only one you've seen from Marvel, so that don't count. Have you ever seen Captain America? No.
No.
Exactly.
No, I have not.
so
All right, so we'll jump in. We're going to do our top 12 tight ends. Oh, yeah. No, actually, first, we're going to do news and notes with Koop. So, Koop.
all right. Somebody's a little too high today. All right. So
Can never be too high.
True. So again, biggest news has been the JT Richard request. We'll see what happens. I mean, I think that's a situation where really, to me, it seems like the Colts are becoming the new Detroit Lions. Nobody's going to want to go there unless they start way overpaying. They're going to draft these guys that are going to be top end, and they're all going to be trash because nobody really wants to play for that trash-ass owner. So I think it'd be interesting to keep watching that. Big injury news was Cooper Kupp with his hamstring. That's something definitely we all want to keep an eye on. That should, if it's something that bothers him all year, could really see a drop in production, or if it's something that ends up being serious or could be serious, you could see him miss a really significant amount of time, and especially where he's going in average drafts right now. That's a lot of draft capital to lose. Did have the Hall of Fame game. Football has started, gentlemen.
Finally. The footballers called it backup football, but backup football's back. But whatever it is, it's a game.
Right.
Start of winter.
It's time for football.
Winter is coming.
Yep.
That's funny you said that about the Colts in a chat that I'm not even in with you guys in a different league I'm in. I said the Colts are going to be one of those teams who have to overpay free agents to come there because their owner's an asshole. Players have options. I mean,
Right.
yeah,
Especially
they'll go there if
free
you want to give
agents.
them a whole bunch extra money. But if it's equal, why would they go play for an owner who's going to treat their players like shit? So
Right. And especially like you have no intentions of paying Jonathan Taylor, obviously,
he's too value. You won't get enough value trading him, but he's not valuable enough to pay. Like, oh, that doesn't make sense. Trade him or pay him.
Yeah.
I don't
one or the
understand
other.
this. I get it from a GM
Also,
point,
with the news coming out that they removed the contract language regarding owners and them being held to a higher standard.
Oh yeah.
That got removed from the language in the thing at the owners meeting. I was like, that's kind of weird that they're removing that from there. Isn't that changing the CBA?
Yeah, I don't know how that works as far as the owner behavior goes. I think it's kind of like a separate deal, but
I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. They need to treat running backs in particular a little better.
Yeah. But it's just, how are they changing it if they running backs can't say, hey, well, if you're going to change that, why can't we change how our contracts get structured or how we get dealt with out of college?
Yeah, it'll be interesting come the next CBA, but the only thing is this only affects a handful of players. So, the backup offense lineman really could give a fuck less about the top end running backs.
Yeah.
There's 4 or 5 of those guys, and there's several hundred of the backup offense linemen. So that's really how the
They just
union
want
goes for the NFL. There's just so many players. It's really hard to get 95% to care about those top 5%.
Yeah. Again, a couple more injuries here with Kenneth Walker with the groin, and then Charbonnet with the shoulder, although he was back out on the field today. But didn't sound like there was much going on at practice for him other than just him being out there.
Yeah, no pads, so
be interesting, something to keep monitoring. Does maybe give a boost for if you're looking for that last back end pick, maybe a DJ Dallas or that Kenneth McIntosh, who they spent a 7th rounder on, may be somebody to look at stashing in some of your deeper leagues there. Also, with the Kamara suspension coming up, we should hopefully have some information on that soon. Kamara met with Goodell to talk about his side. I don't know how you talk about it.
the video is
pretty self-explanatory.
I would think by next week know something.
Yeah. I mean,
they got to give him some idea before they play a preseason game.
Yeah, because he can practice. He just can't play.
He can practice and play in the preseason.
He just can't play in the regular
season.
Okay.
The only guys who can't practice and do training camp and stuff are the guys who are out for the season. Those suspended for the year guys, they can't. But like Jameson, they said they're gonna give him a ton of work in preseason and stuff just because he's gonna be out for 6 weeks. So.
Might as well. Got your boy Zach Martin holding out though on you. That is what's going on with that situation.
Yeah. I mean, he wants to get paid.
Yeah, he's ranked 8th now.
Yeah, after probably the best or one of the top 2 or 3. So
yeah. I mean, he's got 2 years left on the deal, so we'll see what happens. So, and that's about all we got for the day. I mean, so hopefully it's a good start of the year. Not too many injuries going on. So
next week, Thursday, I think we start a full slate of preseason games. So
be fun to start watching the first 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah. Yep.
And then after that, it's backups.
It's all drafts coming up.
Oh, so many drafts.
Fantasy drafts from here till the beginning.
10 days from the auction draft from the first one.
TikTok.
I'm so excited. It goes so fast, so we got to remember to enjoy it. All right, let's go with our top 12 tight ends. And we'll go ahead, Andy, kick us off with your first 6.
Okay, number 1, Travis Kelce. 2, Mark Andrews. 3, TJ Hawkinson. 4, Dallas Goedert. 5, Kyle Pitts. And 6, Darren Waller.
All right. I've got Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, Hawkinson, Pitts, Goddard, and Waller to round out my 6.
Right.
Cool.
I got, of course, Kelce, then Andrews, then Pitts, Hawkinson, Kittle, and Goddard.
All right, so we all agree on the Kelce and Andrews. That's pretty obviously, 1, 2. Hawkinson and Pitts kind of, Andy and I got them 3, 4, and you got them the other way.
Yeah. I think Pitts is going to have so much of a better year this year now that he has a better quarterback that probably won't be overthrowing him, which is, I still don't understand how you overthrow a 6'6" guy, but
that's pretty easy.
Andy's got Goddard and then Pitts, but
yeah. But I just think he's going to have a huge year. He's going to have the target share as long as he's healthy, and with that, I think is going to be a very good offense. He could have a really good year and prove that first year wasn't really a fluke and that last year was really the anomaly with a really bad quarterback.
Yeah, I just looking here. A couple of the differences we got. It looks like you got Kittle a bit higher than we've got him. You guys, let's see with Waller.
Waller, I just keep pushing up. He was down at like my number 10 spot at one time, but then when you start actually looking like at the team, like he's
Yeah,
like
he's
he's
going to
be the guy. Like,
He
he's
is.
the tallest guy, I think, isn't
Yep. He goes up, and I think Kittle kind of moves down. In my opinion, you got Kittle up there. Where did you have him at?
I got him at 5.
At 5.
Yeah, with Goddard at 6. I still think Kittle's going to get his in that offense, and he'll still produce enough to be right in that 5 slot.
I worry he's going to be target number 4 on that offense. Be behind Samuel, Ayuk, and CMC, which if he doesn't get the touchdowns is going to really limit his upside.
I honestly see them maybe even trading him sometime this season. I think something's going to happen where he's not going to get his production, where he's going to request a trade, and I think San Fran is going to maybe be happy about it.
Though, from
Such
Kittle.
a matchup nightmare. Like teams that have to watch for him, which is what opens up those other guys.
And for what I've seen, I mean, he played at Iowa, so he's not unwilling to block and do all the dirty work down in the trenches. So I don't think that's going to really be an issue for Kittle. I think he really wants to win a Super Bowl, but
He's got a good chance in San Francisco.
yeah,
I think if they figure out the quarterback situation.
Be fine. And sounds like Purdy is on course, but we'll see. If anything,
I think he's going to get exposed if they roll with Purdy this year. They better just hold on to Trey Lance.
well, they're saying he looks like hot garbage so far in camp.
Who?
So Trey
Lance,
Lance.
yeah.
So we'll see. But I
maybe
mean,
it'll be Darnold.
he said he
he's a third
redid
string,
his whole
isn't he?
throwing motion and some of his footwork. He did a bunch of work on it, I guess, while he was out and rehabbing to come back, changed a bunch of stuff. So maybe it's just him trying to get reused to that. So we'll see what happens. So
Yeah, well, let's go 7 through 12. Start us off there, Coop.
7 is where I got Waller. Then I got Ingram, Njoku, Komet, Freiermuth, and then good old reliable here at the end, Tyler Higbee.
Andy?
7, Kittle. 8, Ingram. 9, Dulcek. 10, Freiermuth. And then for 11, 12, it's more of like 11 ABC. Here, I got Laporte, Mayer, or Chiga. The reason why I got him there is because if you're drafting at that part, you might as well try a rookie who got, replaced the spot. Detroit got rid of Hawkinson, enter Porta. Raiders got rid of Waller, enter Mayer. Tennessee didn't even have a tight end. Now they got one. Why not take a chance with him?
He was there last year. He was one of the up-and-comer guys.
Yeah, young kid. So we'll see what happens. If
He's on a
anything,
lot of people's sleeper lists this year. Chig is.
Again, though, now with DeAndre there, let's see what happens because that could be a lot of his target shares now going away. So that's going to maybe take away a little bit of the value.
That
But
might
we'll
even
see what
open him up
happens.
too, though.
Yeah, we'll see
It
what
could
happens.
open him up.
So
I'm not taking a rookie tight end, but if I did take one, it'd probably be Kincaid. But I'm not taking rookie tight ends in redraft. Oh,
if I was going to take a rookie, I'd probably go with Andy and going with Laporta.
Florida.
Just because I think that there's going to be enough volume in that offense. And once Jameson comes back, teams are going to be so concentrated on those two. I think they'll forget about the white guy and we could have a new ghost.
We'll see what happens. My 7 through 12, I got Ingram. This is where I got Kittle at 8. Freiermuth, Dulcich, Komet, and then I got Chig at 12. Yeah, so we got quite a few differences here.
Really, it's outside of the top 8, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's tight end.
Yeah, after that, it's a crapshoot, really. I mean, if you get one of those top 8, you're probably okay with starting
Every week.
as long as they're healthy.
Like we
The
all
only
got-
exception I would say would be Tyler Higbee, who's my 12, just because I think he's one of those guys that just, if he's on the field, he's done it now for
Yeah.
5 years where he's averaged like 8 targets a game with like 6 catches for like 50 yards.
He's a high floor, low ceiling kind of guy. Like he's gonna get you a decent amount of points. He's just not gonna. He's not gonna get you like those tight end 1 weeks.
Yeah,
but
this is based on a half PPR. I mean,
I do
all of a sudden
like
you go to like those premium ones. All of a sudden he might move up just because again he is going to be a little bit more involved in that offense.
And they don't really have much else outside Van Jefferson. So, especially
other than
if Kupp. I mean, he's already starting off with the injury. So, at 30, your hamstrings don't heal up as quick.
Look at Julio.
So, it could be a long season for Kupp.
Yeah, it may be one of those things where he needs to take a month off, not play, just rest up, and then go from there and start back up. But we'll see what happens.
Well, now that we're done with that horrible position, just to say, like in the redraft league, we're starting up. There's not a tight end position. Position sucks. So you can play him in the flex, but I'm not going to force people to start one of these terrible tight ends at the end. So we'll go running backs. We're going to do our top 24. Start us off with your first 6 there, Koop.
All right. So starting off, obviously, number 1. Again, this is based off half PPR, going with CMC. 2, I got Eckler. 3, I got Bijan. 4, I got Chubb. And then 5, Saquon. And then 6, I got JT, which is still kind of, depending on what happens, he's one of those guys that if it continues to look like he's going to not play or hold out or something's going to happen, he's going to probably keep getting pushed down on draft boards.
I pulled him off my list, and then I was like, I better put him on there. But I will not be drafting him because I know somebody's going to take him way higher than I'm willing to.
Yeah. I mean, if all of a sudden it's like 18th round and he's still there.
Well, I might take him even in like the 5th or 6th round, possibly.
Oh, he won't make
He's
it
going to
that
go
far.
in like the 2nd or 3rd.
He'll be gone in the 3rd for sure, because I'll make sure
Which
of
I'm
that.
definitely not going to be the one
No.
doing.
I will do that for you there.
I'm not a bit high on him, even if he wasn't having this contract issue, just because of the rushing quarterback, the rookie quarterback. I don't know. Andy, who do you got for your first 6?
1, McCaffrey. 2, Chubb. 3, Eckler. 4, Barkley. 5, Bijan. And 6, King Henry.
All right. I've got McCaffrey. I think you have to have McCaffrey at 1. I also went with Chubb at 2, then Bijan, Eckler, Barkley, and Henry at 6. With my 6, I guess I was looking more at like consistency that all those guys produce. It seems like other Bijan being the rookie, but he's gonna produce.
Yeah,
To be determined.
All the reports out of camp are that he is that guy. I mean,
and we all basically have the same 6 on the outside of JT, with you, JT instead of Henry in there.
Yeah, I'm just a little worried still about that Titans offense.
It's not going to be good.
Yeah, it's not going to be very good, and so that's what I'm worried about. And that offensive line seems like it's just gone downhill. And so, I mean, Henry's still going to get his, but I'm not that excited. An aging quarterback. How long before we see Will Levis? Can they keep any quarterback upright, or do they have to play Malik Willis since he's going to be the only one that may be able to run for his life back there?
I think we see Levis, by week 10 or so. I just don't think they're going to be that good overall. So
what record do you think they would have to be at for them to be like, okay?
Oh, I think even depending on how the rest of the conference is shaken out, but if they're under 500 after week 10, I don't see why they would stick with Tannehill. They're not Super Bowl contenders anyways.
Yeah.
That's Buffalo and Kansas City.
The last
Bengals.
2 years they've been there, like not the Super Bowl, but they made playoffs quietly. Like
they have
dominated their conference that one year, and nobody
Well,
that AJ Brown move is not looking like it was a very good move for them.
No. And that it's really coming back, I think, to a bite him. I mean, we'll see if Treylon Burks can step up.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's going to be the big thing is, can he step up, and do they have a replacement at quarterback? Because I think they need to be able to move on from Tannehill, and they need to do it a lot sooner than later.
Let's go 7 through 12. Andy?
7, Tony Pollard. 8, Josh Jacobs. 9, Jonathan Taylor. 10, Ramondre Stevenson. 11, Travis Etienne, and 12, Brees Hall.
All right. I have Mixon at 7, Ramondre, Tony Pollard. This is where I put Jonathan Taylor at 10, Jacobs, and Brees Hall. Coop?
All right. So 7, I got Jacobs. 8, ETN. 9, Pollard. 10, I got Henry. 11, Mixon. And 12, Aaron Jones.
All right. Aaron Jones. That's pretty high on Aaron Jones.
Yeah. I think he could end up being a big focal part of the offense there, especially with a young QB. I almost want to include A.J. Dillon, but I still think Aaron Jones is the better back of the two, especially receiving wise. I just think he's a better back. So I do have him, although A.J. Dillon would be somebody I would maybe look at trying to handcuff or something just in case something happens. Just because, again, with a young quarterback, I think with that offense, you're going to see a lot of running and dump offs. And so I think he could have a really big year.
I've got him just a touch lower at 14, I guess. I do like his usage for this year, the way it's looking like it's probably going to be pretty high.
Yeah. Especially he's getting paid, so you might as well use it.
Yep. So looks like I'm kind of crazy high on Joe Mixon, having him at 7.
Yeah, you are.
But he took the pay cut, which means he's going to be there. And they don't have Bernard anymore. Sounds like Travion's banged up already.
Samaje's gone too.
Samaje, yeah. So I mean,
Bernard's been gone for a while.
Yeah, Samaje is the one that was taking touches last year.
Yeah.
So I mean, Mixon's kind of all by himself outside that rookie kid, Chase
Yeah.
Brown or whatever. So
I mean, we'll see. I mean, again, he needs to stay healthy, and he's getting up there. He actually is one of the older running backs. He's been in the league, what, 5
he
years,
came in
6
super
years?
young. He has a lot of mileage,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well,
But
and
he's only 27.
He's only 27? Okay.
Yeah. He came in young.
at 21 then.
He was a young kid when he came in. So I think he's going to get work in this offense. I really do.
I hope so.
They don't, I mean, their tight end is Herb, who I kind of like too, but
They got Jamar
offense
Chase,
is going to
so
be
I
good.
mean, it's,
So there's plenty of work to go around in that offense. That's why I like Mixon. And the other one is I'm kind of different on, I guess, would be Jacobs. And that's more of the contract.
Yeah.
If he comes in and he's happy and he plays, I'll move him up.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, again, that was with JT too.
Mm-hmm.
It's what's going to happen. Because, again, honestly, right now, I wouldn't touch either one. But
Not where they're going, at
Yeah.
least. Yeah.
But if Jacobs gets his result, comes back, that kid is going to be a workhorse.
Oh, they're going to use the shit out of him. Yep. All right, so we'll do 13 through 18. Go ahead and start us off, Coop.
All right. 13, I got Jahmyr Gibbs. 14, Alexander Madison. 15, Ramondre Stevenson. 16, Dalvin Cook. 17, Brees Hall. 18, Damian Pierce.
All right, I've got Etienne at 13, Aaron Jones, J.K. Dobbins, Madison, Najee Harris, and Miles Sanders. Andy?
Let's see. 13, Jahmyr Gibbs. 14, Najee Harris. 15, Joe Mixon. 16, J.K. Dobbins. And here's 2 shots. Number 17, Cam Akers. And number 18, James Cook.
All right.
With the news with Cooper Kupp, he's really the only guy there. Like, if Cooper Kupp's not playing, I just expect him to get a lot of,
Well,
I could kind of see the Akers one. How about Cook
Cook, yeah. Well, right now he's pretty
over
much
the other Cook?
Like, you got to remember, Delvin Cook hasn't signed anywhere yet, so
Yeah, nah,
that's
true.
neither. So
I think he will, though. I think
he might be.
He's just waiting for this bullshit.
I've
part
seen
to-
rumor Cowboys. Do not do that, Dallas.
Yeah, like my
well,
list
if he
is
does,
more,
that's definitely going to cut into Pollard. So
Oh, it would not be good. No.
yeah, my list is more like who's not signed. Like, if you're not signed, you're not on my list. Like, Delvin Cook is not on my list type stuff. And like the Jacobs thing, had he been at training camp, I might have had him at 4, maybe 5. Instead of where I have him at now,
Yeah, that one's concerning, the Jacobs one, just because he seems to be fairly upset.
He seems more mad than Saquon was.
Yeah, Saquon was. Oh, I mean, Saquon was
he was
upset,
mad, but-
you could just tell the way he was talking, like he was coming in. He wasn't going to miss games. He was playing.
yeah, well, Saquon loves the game.
He fucking
loves
loves
play.
football. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
You could
Which
just tell.
at the same time, though, what does that say about Jacobs? Like, okay, is he doing this just for the check or?
He loves money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, we all love
him.
money.
I
I know.
definitely
Can't fault him for that.
You're gonna give the dude no security. Like if he comes in and plays on this tag, yeah, he's gonna get paid $10 million, but he could rip his knee and be done. And that could be the last $10 million he ever makes. And it's not even $10 million by the time the
Taxes and everything.
taxes
else.
and agents are
I'm
done with
assuming
you.
the taxes
So.
in Vegas are fucking nuts.
So we'll go. Where are we at?
19 to 24.
Yeah, let's do our 19 through 24. Start us off, Andy.
Let's see. Miles Sanders, Alexander Madison, James Conner. This is where I have Aaron Jones at 22. Then I got Rashad White. And with the news that Javonte Williams will be there most likely week 1, I got him to end up my list.
That makes sense. I probably should have him on my list, actually. Sounds like he's going to even play in the preseason.
Yeah,
I
I think they said they're going to sit him out on the first one and throw him in on the second game.
which is
We'll
crazy.
see. So we'll
Maybe
see.
he'll be Adrian Peterson.
Maybe.
That's the only issue I had with trying to put him on there is just because, again, AP was a beast. I mean, the way he came back and nobody knew that was going to happen.
I remember that draft after that. Like, oh, yeah, like, I'm just thinking, maybe you'll get him in, like, in the 8th round. Nope, dude took him in the 2nd round, like, you dumb idiot. And then look who's the idiot. Fucking all of us who
goes
did not
off.
snatch him up.
8 months removed or whatever. That's crazy. All right, who'd you have, Coop?
19, I got Pacheco. 20, James Conner. 21, Najee Harris. 22, J.K. Dobbins. 23, Mr. Rashad White. And 24, James Cook.
All right, so I've got Gibbs at 19, then James Conner, Cam Akers, Damian Pierce, David Montgomery, and Dalvin Cook. So,
David Montgomery, huh?
yeah, which is why I'm a little lower on Gibbs, I think, than you guys. I've got Gibbs down at 19 and Montgomery at 23. I just think it's going to be more of a two-headed monster. Gibbs will get quite a bit of the receiving work, whereas Montgomery's going to get some of that early down and goal line work.
Yeah.
So I just think they're both going to do pretty good, but they're going to vulture. They're going to
Vulture from
each other. So that's why I just don't have either one of them real high.
Yeah, I just think the receiving upside with Gibbs is so huge because he has a chance to take it to the house just because he is so dynamic. So
Which is why he's ahead of Montgomery on my list by 5 spots. His touchdowns are so big, and the Lions showed last year they're willing to give somebody else all the touchdowns. So
yeah, well, and again, that's I think one of the big boosts is kind of really why James Conner even makes the list is because who else do they have right now? They're going to be handing that ball off or
Keontae
trying to
Ingram,
get
and that's it's about and then for receivers
Rondale
they
Mayer and Hollywood.
got
But
Hollywood. Yep.
You hear about Hollywood? Got arrested?
No,
Yeah, what was it from? Yeah, we got arrested.
when was that?
Just, let me check it out.
yeah, I don't remember. I thought that was last year that he got arrested.
That
and-
might have been too. I just seen like a little thing on it.
Oh, they released the video of his arrest.
Oh, is that what?
But it was last year's arrest.
Oh, okay. I seen the little headline thing on it. I never actually
Yeah.
clicked on it, but I was like, what?
That's TMZ for you. They got the video, so they released it.
My
How much do you
bad.
think they paid for it?
2.3 mil.
Yeah. all those-
How
I-
much
I hate all that
went
stuff.
to?
I hate the paparazzi for doing it, but then I hate but we obviously consume it, so that's why they're
Yeah.
out there doing it. So, all right, running backs back to we're at the end of our list there, but
Yeah, that
looks
was
like you're
all.
pretty low on Dobbins. Any reason for that, Coop?
I'm just worried. With him being on the pup list, it sounds like they're still not sure when he's going to actually be able to start practicing again. It may be another 2 to 3 weeks, which if that's the case, before he can even start practicing, he could be missing the start of the season. So kind of worries me. So I've kind of pushed him down for that reason.
It is a little worrisome. It's not a new injury, so
No, it's just they're
a little concerning.
Yeah, that's where I wasn't very optimistic with everything that's being said. Again, it could just be them blowing smoke up everybody's ass, but we'll see what happens.
Andy, you're not real high on Madison, huh?
No, he plays for Minnesota. Nah, I don't know. Just in general, no.
Yeah,
Like him and Aaron Jones. Like, I don't know, like the Aaron Jones I have at 22, like, it's hard to see a Green Bay team that doesn't have either Favre or Rodgers behind, it's been a while. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what Green Bay I'm going to be getting. So,
I'm rooting against Jordan Love just for the fact that it's been 30 years since the Packers didn't have a Hall of Fame quarterback.
who knows? Jordan Love maybe won.
That's why I'm rooting
At
against
least
him.
give him one
You
down
go
year.
30 years and you have a Hall of Fame quarterback every single one of those
but
30 years. It's
Even
time.
if it's just one down, just give him one down year and let him be like a mid quarterback, or he's not horrible, but he's not great.
No, it is.
Just
It's time.
Give him you asked like a Baker stats.
As a Cowboys fan, that
Wow,
time
that's
between that time between Aikman and Romo was brutal. Other teams need to go through that too.
Why? Just because the Cowboys? fuck that. No,
just fair.
Let's just get this out of the way. All you Cowboys
it's
We are
fans
just
going
fair.
deserve
through. I
that.
understand your pain because after Matt Ryan, who's been the best quarterback in Falcons history,
Allegedly.
It's only been a year, 2 years.
yeah, and I felt it
You got a
because
decade more to go, buddy.
when you have Mariota, that is like a decade. I'm pretty sure I aged a decade watching him last year.
That was
'cause
gross.
I'm pretty sure that's why everything on my face went gray.
Is he even a backup this year?
Yes. Where is he at? Philly? Was it? I know he signed somewhere. I can't remember where.
He doesn't deserve to be.
Yeah, he's. I mean, I don't know how anybody
he's an
could watch
Eagle.
the film.
They're
From
that
last
confident in Jalen Hurts staying healthy. Maybe we'll see less of the push from behind stuff since now their backup's Mariota. You don't want that to happen.
Give him a back strain, and oh my god, yeah, because all of a sudden that's not a very good team if your starting quarterback is Marcus Mariota. I'm
Not at
sorry.
all. So we'll post out on Twitter or X. We'll post out on X our running back and tight end list if you want to check that out. It's at 605 Token Podcast. We're going to give you our division predictions now. So we'll go ahead and start with the AFC.
What are we doing? Just winners, or are we just going through the whole?
What do you guys want to do? You want to talk about our...
I might as well just do the division.
Might as well. So, Andy, give us your AFC East.
AFC East? I got the Bills winning it, just barely over the Jets, and then I got the Dolphins down there with the Patriots.
Coop?
I also have the Bills winning with the Jets in second, with the Patriots and Dolphins with finishing third and then fourth.
Dolphins fourth?
Yeah, just because I just don't know if Tua is going to be healthy enough. And
I assumed health and when I did mine. So I've got Bills at 1, and then Dolphins at 2, Jets, and Patriots. I think this could be a pretty close division. It's going to be competitive.
It's going to be a fun division to watch. I'm just, again, if Tua is healthy, it completely changes. I think then, yes, New England will be fourth, and Dolphins are maybe fighting for second. But I just really don't trust Tua's health right now.
Those concussions were so scary last year.
He had the real Waddle. he did the
When he
real Waddle.
wasn't concussed, he was
he was
fantastic last year.
fantastic.
So
But that offensive line really just didn't really improve. I don't think they did anything in the draft for him.
yeah, I'm not sure on the O-lines.
So maybe that's where we'll need to get a hold of Matt or
I think it'll be
resident,
competitive.
Dolphins fan, see what he says.
I see the Jets and Dolphins battling for that 2-3. I think the Bills probably win the division fairly easily, but I think
hard
that
to bet
2-3
against
spot
Josh
should be
Allen.
pretty tough.
It's hard to bet against Josh
Yeah.
Allen.
Yep.
Well,
All
that
right.
defense is going to be very good again too in Buffalo. So
We'll go on to the AFC North. Maybe a little bit more competitive division, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say the first two
The
teams.
first
at
two.
least.
Yeah. First two teams.
yeah, I mean
Who do
it's
you got, Coop?
Cincinnati or Baltimore, and I chose Cincinnati. I think Joe Burrow is going to continue to move on and just dominate. Although I think it's going to be a close division race. It's going to be one of those. I haven't looked at the schedule, but I hope those guys play at the end of the year and it's that game for the division because that would be freaking
Yeah, I
fantastic.
hope that's the week 18. I haven't looked either.
And then I got Cleveland third and Pittsburgh fourth. Again, Cleveland, I'm hoping to see a little bit of improvement, hopefully from Watson, especially with all that money that man is now getting paid. Because now that bull crap year is over and He is getting paid a boatload of money this year.
Yeah. I went with Ravens. I think Lamar getting his contract. I think he's going to have a big year and just edge out the Bengals. That's going to be a tight race between those two teams.
I think it all depends on Joe Burrow, how healthy Joe Burrow is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. With this new little calf thing. If it's not serious, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if it's something where he's getting, like you said, he misses time, then in Baltimore he's going to run them away.
Yeah, they have no chance without Burrow. They have the Browns and Steelers rounding it out, 3 and 4. Andy?
Bengals, Ravens, and then they got the Steelers and Browns tied at the bottom.
Tied
at the bottom. They even split their little heads-up meeting.
If Watson is a little better than he was last year, I think the Browns easily beat out the Steelers. But Steelers are going
Let's make a bet.
not good.
Let's make some type of bet on now. I don't know.
On the Browns, I'll say the Steelers. Third and fourth place team in the division.
Yep.
Who's worse? Let's bet on who's worse.
Well, no, I'm saying I've got
slap bet
whoever gets the third place
one
spot.
Of those tortillas. Whoever loses has to take a tortilla shot.
Wait,
some of those look
what?
brutal.
A tortilla, yeah, where you take a tortilla and slap it.
No, some of those look mean.
That shit would be funny.
Now, let's go AFC South. I'm going to start this one off. I've got the Jags, then Colts, Titans, Texans. And honestly, don't think this division's all that close. The Jags might be probably are the only team over 500 in that division. So
yeah, and I agree with you there. I think they're the obvious choice in that division this year in a very, very weak AFC South. Jacksonville should run away. I've got then Tennessee, Houston, and Indy. Tennessee will have probably a little bit better record. I think with both Houston and Indy having rookie quarterbacks, you're going to see that. But I think Houston will be a little bit better just because I trust in D'Amico Ryans a little bit more as a coach, just seeing the way he ran stuff and ran his defense in San Francisco. I think he's a really good fit for that organization. I think they'll surprise a few people, and they won't be as bad as what everybody expects. I think you could see them win 5 or 6 games this year.
yeah, that AFC South is bad. Andy?
Jaguars, Titans, Colts, and Texans. I actually think the Titans will be all right.
Yeah?
No, I think they'll be all right. I think they'll make at least 500. But I still think it's Jacksonville. I think they probably get like 11, 12 wins, to be honest with you.
There is technically no 500 anymore. You're either above 500 or you're below.
Sorry. They'll be above it by a game.
No, because you can. Well, I guess if you tie, that's how does that work? 8-8 and 1.
Sure how the percentage works with that because
it would go
your
above
winning
500,
percentage, right?
Yeah.
So you'd only won 8 out of 17 games.
So it would dip below.
I would
500.
think so.
But you didn't lose either. So that's where, again,
Yeah, I'm not
I guess it would
sure.
still say, I think it would stay 500.
Yeah. True.
Probably, I don't know. Maybe somebody on X can let us know or send us an email at 605 Token.
We're not going to spend a lot of time on that
That's so funny.
shitty division.
X.
He actually bought X.com like long time ago before PayPal. Like when they, or right around PayPal, when they sold it. He wanted X.com because he wants to do everything. The website for everything, banking and financial is what he's mostly looking for. But we'll see. AFC West. Koop?
AFC West, I don't know how you don't go with Kansas City. I mean, you just have to believe in Patty Mahomes. Everybody says he's so consistent. Mr. Andy shaking his head at me.
Nope.
Then I got San Diego, Denver, and
San Diego.
Sorry,
Yeah,
the LA Chargers.
Whoa, we got
Don't bring that up again.
Nope,
I don't need
nope.
to. Took me forever to stop
your
saying the
arena
San
leg?
Diego Chargers.
I still can't do it. I'm sorry. But yeah, then the Broncos and then the lowly Raiders.
All right. Well, you asked how you cannot pick the Chiefs, Andy.
I got the Chargers there winning that division, then the Chiefs, then the Broncos, and then the 1-win Raiders there.
Well, we agree on the end of the division, all three of us. I got the Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, and Raiders.
I think this is it for the Chargers. I think that kid for that offensive corner from Dallas was the missing key.
Yeah. If you look at Dak's stats the year before and after Kellen Moore got there, it's pretty dramatic, the amount of yards and touchdowns he threw for after Moore got there. So And Herbert's better than Dak. So,
Oh,
Now or never.
way better arm.
and he's got
And he
pretty
just got
good weapons.
signed, so he's
Got
got to worry
Keenan
about
and
that.
Mike Williams. He added the Quentin Johnston.
A
He's
healthy
got
Keenan
Eckler.
Allen, too.
So I do like that offense. I think the Chiefs and Chargers are close in that division. I don't think the Chiefs just run away with it.
No.
But I do think they win it.
Yeah, I think it will be a lot closer than it had been in the last few years where the Chiefs basically ran away with that division. But I think really after the Chargers, though, I don't know if Sean Payton is good enough to turn that team around because I really don't believe in Russell Wilson.
I don't know if Russ Wilson is good enough for Sean Payton to turn that team around. I think Payton took the job with the understanding that if they suck again and Wilson sucks again, he gets to try again with a different quarterback.
Right.
Of his choice.
I'm not sure if it'll even be next year with the amount of money they paid Russ, but they might take just a rookie quarterback,
Maybe they'll get
take
that number
the
one
massive
pick.
cap hit and just move on. But
Get that Caleb kid that comes out next year.
they're not going to be bad enough for that, unfortunately for them.
I don't know.
I'll tell you
Miami
who
try
I
to
think is
throw
going
it
to be
away?
bad enough for that at the end.
I know.
Let's
you're
go
down there.
NFC East. I'm going to start this one.
Yeah, you will, Homer.
Fuck y'all. Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, and Commanders. You guys can go fuck yourselves.
Fuck your guy.
Andy?
Eagles, Giants, and then the Cowboys and the Commanders. I actually have this division as the closest among them all.
I do think this will be a tight division again. It was last year.
I
They were all.
think it will be a 3-game. I think the Eagles will win it, and like the Commanders be in fourth, but I think they'll be 3 games behind. Like that's how close it's going to be, from first to worst.
Yep. I think this division will be competitive.
See, and I think it's really feeling Dallas, I think could really flip flop. I think that's going to be the battle again in this division is going to come down to their head to head matchups. But I do have Philly on top than Dallas. I think New York is going to be better, but I don't think it's good enough to really compete for the division. I think they're going to be that 8 and 9 team. And then I just, as much as I want to see Sam Howell succeed, I just don't know if they're good enough.
What the fuck you got the Cowboys in third for, Andy?
Because it's the fucking Cowboys. I'm tired of listening to everything I listen to. Everyone praises the Cowboys as if they're something great. They're not, guys.
That defense is going to be great this
They're
year.
not.
I'm not sure on the offense because with Kellen Moore gone, we'll see. But that defense is going to be great.
No, I just think the Giants are going to be a better team now that the whole Saquon Barkley thing's behind them. They ain't got to worry about that spot. To be honest, I think that Paris Campbell deal, I think that's going to pay out for them. Plus, they also got the Darren Waller. That's pretty solid offense.
I heard they have a lot of slot receivers.
They do. They're short too, like
lot.
Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton.
Oh, the pot
That's what I was
earlier they
saying,
were
like,
talking about.
Waller's
I don't
the
think
tallest
they
one.
should be allowed to be called the Giants at this point.
Dude was talking
Maybe
about the Little Giants movie.
They should change their name to the Little Giants.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic.
They're so funny.
They should have played that in the background.
Shout out to the footballers. Best podcast out there.
Yeah, they are. They're good shit.
All right. Let's do the NFC North. Andy?
Yeah. I'm going to go backwards on this one. So at number dead last in the division, the Bears. It's the Bears. And I mean, it's then right before, Packers are right there. Second, Vikings have taken the division. Welcome, Detroit. Detroit Lions.
All right. That's who I got winning the division, too. I got the Detroit Lions, followed by the Vikings. Disagree at the end, though, because I think Justin Fields is good enough to get the Bears into third. And I think Jordan Love is not good enough to take the Packers out of fourth. So,
Yeah, and we're basically the same on that there. I got the Lions, Vikings, Bears, and Packers. I don't think Jordan Love has enough because he doesn't have the experience. He's the only quarterback in that division that does not really have a meaningful start or any experience. So I don't think it's going to be enough. I think Fields will take that step forward. The Bears will end up better. I think they'll be more of that 8 and 9 team or 9 and 8.
it's finally going to be fun
the
watching football with Ryan this year.
Yeah, if
ain't
he
gonna
even
show
comes
up.
over. I don't know if he's going to want to come over because
I
they're
think
going
he
to be
showed up,
bad.
twice last year, maybe?
They're going to lose a lot.
So,
All right. NFC South. We'll let Steve start off with this one.
and
Yeah,
just
you will.
because I am a homer.
Yeah, you are.
But I do think Atlanta is going to take the division in a close race against New Orleans because I do have them second, along with then Carolina and then Tampa.
All right, Andy.
Let's see. I got the Saints winning it. I got the Falcons in second. I got Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers coming in third. And then, Panthers.
All right. This is interesting. We each have it a little different. I've got the Saints winning. They've got the best quarterback in the division, so I think they win the division. Then I've got the Bucks, the Falcons, and the Panthers. Rookie quarterbacks, they're going to struggle this year. I do like the Falcons could finish second. I could see them passing up the Bucks if Baker or Trask can't figure it out, but I don't know. I'm not sold on Ritter, I guess, yet.
I just think it's going to be so much better than what we saw last year that people are underestimating. And then I like what we've done on defense with bringing in Calais Campbell, the guys we got brought in from New Orleans with David Ayamata and Caden Ellis at linebacker. Huge help. Jesse Bates in the secondary.
All right, Homer. Not having a quarterback would be an improvement from last year. Just running out there with 10 guys and snapping it to Bijan would be an improvement over last year.
Yes.
Mariota was bad.
First play of the game, Bijan tears his ACL.
Don't be talking that into the
I will
world.
fucking stab you in the eye.
Do not talk that into this world.
That happens.
NFC West, last division. I'm going to start this one off. I'm not even entertaining that thought. NFC West, I've got the 49ers winning, followed by Seattle, and just the two maybe worst teams in the league, Rams, and then my Caleb Williams winner is the Cardinals. Coop?
So almost, but I have San Francisco, then Seattle, then I have Arizona, and then the Rams, because I think Stafford is going to fall apart early. And at that point, they really have nothing. I mean, Stenson Bennett, I'm sorry.
Yep.
They're going to be in that running, and they don't have much on defense. They've basically traded everything that they have, and they have no cap room. I think they're going to be a really, really, really bad team, and I think they are going to end up as the worst team in the league.
Yeah, this could be Stafford's last year, so that's...
It is going to be his last year, I believe.
Yeah, that's a very possible situation. We could see if Kupp comes back and is healthy, we could see him get traded at some point during the season. Just 'cause why would you hold on to a 30-year-old receiver when your team is obviously needing to rebuild?
Yeah. I mean,
same with Akers actually. If he does anything
shows any signs.
Yep, I could see them moving on
now
from him
again,
too.
They're probably not going to get as much because look at how
for running backs. I mean, I think they'd be pretty happy if they get a fourth or a fifth, though. I mean,
you're right.
What do you
think they get for Kupp for a second? I'd get it.
Depends on how
if he's
desperate
healthy,
your
you can
team
get a
is.
first for Kupp. If he's healthy,
If he goes to the right team,
Yeah.
if he goes to the right team that's in a playoff contention, possibly a
what did
championship.
Hopkins? Well, never mind.
What if you
bring up Hopkins and then that's Bill O'Brien is a moron? But
yeah,
I think Kupp brings in a
like the
first. If you're a contender, it's going to be a late first. So you're talking at end of the first round, pick
draft
28,
picks are
30.
so valuable.
They are.
But he is under contract though too, I guess. So I mean, but it is a pretty decent sized contract you'd be trading for. So it's going to have to be a team with some room.
Well, what do you trade him at? Let's say the Bills trade for him. Now what do you give him? It's got to be more than a first, right?
I think a first gets her done.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe a pick swap later or something,
or maybe like a fourth rounder the following year.
Because you are taking on a pretty healthy contract too.
Yeah, because you got to balance out the contract with the draft capital. So I mean,
not a dynasty wise, like what?
If the Bills think they're a receiver away
though.
from winning, I mean, you could do a 1 and a 4 or something maybe, but that ones are pretty valuable. So
yeah, just because again you have the 4 years guaranteed with the 5th year option. So I mean, first round picks. I mean, to take on that amount of salary,
or even the
that
Jets,
contract.
even if he went to the Jets too.
Well, again, it's going to have to be somebody that's going to have the cap room. And
which the
Jets
have.
Jets do now. Aaron Rodgers took a significant pay cut.
Yes, he did.
He took $35 million off his actual contract. No one does that. So
Well, but again, what is Cup's contract like? 20.
Oh, he's probably one of the higher paid receivers in the league. I mean,
it was just what 2 years ago that he got re-signed.
his actually numbers aren't terrible.
No, he was.
He's gonna want a new contract.
I don't know what was I listening to. I was listening to something that was saying before he got hurt, he was technically almost like pretty much the number one. He was beating Jefferson.
Oh, he was tearing it up last
Yeah,
year.
like he was the number one.
He was
guy.
on that. He was on just as stupid of a pace as he was the year before. You know, like where he finished that.
Okay, so it's really actually after this year though is when his contract balloons, because really 2023 it's still showing a base of 1.08 with signing 550, roster 5. So he's only
Yeah,
so
'cause,
cap
I mean,
hit
he
is
just started
17,
breaking out.
but
Right?
next year it goes to 29, and after that.
That's pretty big.
So and it's that for the next 2 years.
I could see him getting traded and restructure.
Yeah, and then the last year he's right now
Call
at-
it quits
for
too. If
27.
Stafford calls it quits.
It just retires straight
Well,
up.
Stafford and
Yeah.
Aaron Donald will probably both call it quits this year.
Yeah.
I don't know. You don't hear much about Cup talk, and you don't
No.
really hear much of him. So
Same
All
time,
right.
we never
Wide
heard that about
receivers, so
Edelman
nobody ever
either.
sees
But then
him.
Edelman just ended up.
He has that force field around, remember, so nobody can ever see him.
yeah, no kidding. Watching him run routes, you wonder that, like, how is he so open? What is going on?
He's got that force field, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to do it for today's episode. So, join us again next week when we do our mock draft. We'll explain the settings on that redraft a little bit. And we're going to preview
gonna
the
be a
first
fun one.
draft of the year, our auction style draft that's coming up. It's just for free agents. So
It'd be fun.
it's on Reality Sports Online. If you haven't checked out that website, it's pretty damn cool. So
Get to
yeah,
use,
we'll be
salary
there.
caps.
We'll be back with you guys next week. Have a good week.
Stay high.
Always.
Peace.